Hey y'all, hey y'all, hey y'all, hey. It's Motorcycle Monday. And I'm so excited, but I'm exhausted. This weekend has been really long, really just, I don't know, I'm like out of it. But I wanted to come on because I didn't come on last Monday or the Monday before that. Because I was riding, and then when I got back, I was so tired. So right now, I'm so excited about so many things. So I'm like all over the place, but in the same place at the same time. So I'm watching the Hoka, of course, like everyone else. So I'm here. Let's see. I'm watching to see what the ride stats are and everything else. And it's crazy because the lead keeps changing. So you see right now, okay, so Old Man was in the lead for the longest time. Did it take me off? Nope. Was in the lead for the longest time, which is Pat. And then I don't know why Chris Man has two identifiers and they're not even in the same place. But Iceman has taken the lead. And then last night, Roadrunner took the lead. And then, so it was Riot, Old Man, and Roadrunner for like the longest time. And now looking down, let's see, he is, I don't even see Riot. Let's see where Riot's at. Okay. Let's see where he is in respect to everyone else. Okay, so he's in that cluster there. And then the weather, man. So the weather, let me show you what they're like going through. This is like awesome and amazing all at the same time. I'm like, look at what they still have to deal with. Crazy. So everybody is still right here. Let me make it. So that's all in Florida. And I just talked to Sarge, and I can hear it through his phone, like how bad it's coming down in Florida. So they still have all of this. And then parts of Georgia, then it starts to cut over. So they're not really safe until they get over there. And that's just like, did it? Are you up there now? You're in Alaska, or you're back in Washington. Where are you? Like where are you at? Are you still training? Do you still train in the snow? Can you talk? Let's see. Y'all, she had to go to Alaska several days, but she said it's snowing. It's not supposed. Oh, well, it is August now. It's August. She can't come on. So when I was there, in June, he said the best time to come is the line's ringing. The best time to come is early June, the first 2 weeks of July. After that, it kind of gets sketchy. Like you don't know what. Hey, bro, what's going on? What's going on? Oh, she's out on TV. You don't know what type of weather you're going to get, so you don't necessarily want to kind of venture like after July. I mean, unless that's something that you want to deal with. It was beautiful weather for me, thank goodness, because I would have been sad. I hate having to put on all of those clothes. Now I did take my my heated gear. Of course, I used my gloves and my jacket because it was like it got like, I'm anemic, so I always get like a chill, so I had to use it like a little bit, but nothing like major. But yeah, I was like, that's crazy. So in watching the Hoka, hey, and then I am planning for my 3 Flags Classic. So that's it's already August. I can't believe it. I'm leaving on the 23rd to head over to Harrison Hot Springs, British Columbia. But of course, in true Piper fashion, I am not just going to Canada to ride the 3 Flags. I'm going to get, hopefully, like, I always have my little notebook where I like keep all my stuff. So I've been trying to see the states that I want to get, trying to go over. So on my way over, I'm hoping to get Idaho, South Dakota, Wyoming, oh wait, Iowa, South Dakota, Wyoming, Idaho, and Montana before going up to Harrison Hot Springs. And then I'm meeting up with Tef, and we're going to go to the start of the Dalton Highway, and then we're going to Prince George, British Columbia, and then over to Hyder. So I'll be 2 times riding to Alaska this year. Craziness. So have that. Then coming down, I hoped to get some roads. So I know I'm going to get Washington, which I'm looking at that. And from where we hit the point, you have to like go down around on the 2 and then up the 5. And it's like 5.5 hours. I can't get away from the rat and the team like that long. But I am going to probably like on Wednesday when we get there, because we really don't leave until Friday, either Wednesday or Thursday, I'm going to go over to, because I can show you. Hey, Kool-Aid, I'm gonna bring you on so you can talk about the thing, because look, oh, I took it off. It's off the thing. I just looked at your post for the buoy, so we can show them and talk to them about that. But really quickly, let me show you. Look how what it's going to be. This is going to be so, I get so excited when I'm planning, how can I make this bigger? Look at these roads, y'all. Like, look at that. Like, so this is the road when we get off of the Three Flag Classic, in order for me to get get to Idlewild in California. That's where the road is for the California coin. Look at these curves. Like, can you imagine what that's going, look at that. Like, that's going to be beautiful. Like, look at that. That, I cannot wait. Look at like the whole thing. The whole, like, look. Like, and right now you're looking at it, you know, short, but when you're on it, look at this. Like the whole thing is going to be so freaking crazy. Look at that. So this is where the checkpoint is for the Harley Road, and then even more. Look. So then I was trying to, this is the route for the Three Flag Classic. So I just uploaded the GPX file so that I can see. Into my surprise, I thought I was going to have to get off the course to do it. But look, I perfectly, because I'm like, man, we're coming through Lake Tahoe. But you see this here? This is precisely this right here. This, and I just picked this. I just picked this to see, like, oh, if I separated from the group to go down because I'm so close to get that monument. But look at God. It's the same, it's the same place. Beaumont to Banning. And so this road 243, look, so those are the curves. Look at that. That is going to be absolutely a beautiful, look at that. Crazy. So for all you guys on the West Coast, if you're close to Idlewild, sorry, you can get the Harley coin, because that's the checkpoint. And look at this beautiful road. Like, and take your camera, because that scenery is going to be absolutely insane, because this is the forest. So the curves, the trees, the like everything. And then this is a checkpoint here, one of the places it will stop. And it keeps going. And even, so I also looked at this route too. Look at 74. Look at that. Can you imagine on a motorcycle, those sweeps, those curves, those everything? That is why I get like so excited planning. So remember, my goal for the end of the year was to have 25 of the roads. I got my email. What up, Pretty Ricky? How you doing? I got my email. So I'm confirmed for the 6 rows that I just did. So right now I'm at 15. I only need 10. In this trip, and even coming home, that's 5, 8, 9, 10, 11. So that's 12 right there. That's 27. Plus, I'm already going over for Illinois. That's 5 routes I'm picking up. And AJ and I are supposed to do the Northeast. That's 8. Man, your girl gonna be in the Harley Museum with the plaque for the 50. So I'm excited. Sorry. Okay. back to business. So I love looking at people's journeys. So Phoenix and Kimba right now are on the road. They were just in British Columbia. They're on their way to Alaska. The pictures and things that they're posting and they're sharing are beautiful. Like, they had the nicest, cutest postcard looking picture of a baby deer. And like it was all green trees and the grass was like pristine green. I'm telling you, it looked like a scene out of the movie. It was like so nice. Then you have the Hoka Hey, all those people riding, and those ladies are killing it. Like, those 6 women are really doing their thing. And then Santos is riding the 3 flag, the 4 corners, 10,000 miles, and that's for Mile Monsters. But then Kool-Aid, let's see if he's still here, just went up to Angle Inlet. And it's let me see if I can pull up his page. It is, oh, I can't add on what you're doing, Kool-Aid. See if you can request to come on. It's beautiful. The buoy now has a platform. Like, look at this. So let me see. I'm sorry, my desk is a mess. Don't look at that. The buoy, look, it has a, where is it? A platform now. So all this gravel that you really see is what was there the whole time. But now, I guess because there are many people coming to visit and many riders, they're changing it to be able to be more accessible, and so that you can safely put your motorcycle there, which is so nice. But again, I wanted to show, because he went live, this is the road. Like, listen to this. Let me see if I can turn it up. Hold on. Like, you hear, like, you see, that's the gravel road. Like, that's the 38.9 miles of gravel that you have to come when you're up there riding to get to the buoy. So yes, it's definitely not for the, and most of the roads look like that. Like, so most of the roads are, let me see, are paved, they're good, they're nice, they're that way. But you do have this. You definitely have that, and in order to get to the prize, which is this, yeah, this is what you have to endure. Absolutely insane. Oh, Mo better. Let's see. Can you come on? Are you busy? Every time, let's see if you can. Let's see if you can. Are you watching your, everybody's unable. What are y'all doing? Well, I don't really want to stay long. I was excited. I wanted to come on, talk about the 3 Flags Classic that's coming up. So that's really cool, going through all of the things. Again, overlapping rides, which I really like, because let me show you just real quick. Again, when you're in Google Maps, you can to see how this is, add a layer. You're able to combine different flags. So while I'm on this ride, I can look for my tour honor sites, as well as all the ride to eat sites. So when you go to my other Google places and you go to like my saved or my timeline, see, this lets you overlap different things. So these are all the places that I've gone to, like, just in the last couple days. But how you have all these here, if you wanted to be able to, by chance, let's see, look over, oh no, that space is empty. Hold on, let me see if I can get one. It is there, one of my maps. Okay, so these are the Hueys. So these are the Hueys for the tour honor, and this is everything that's along the route that I'm listing. So if I'm in my ride here, if I wanted to add a layer where I can switch back and forth to where the Hueys are and where our route is, to see if I can get any of those, I would just go here, add a layer, and then I can import it. And then when you go to import, I would just drop and drag. So from here, I would have to save this map and then drop and drag it here to be able to import it, and it would lay right over top of it. So let's see. Let's do that real quick so you can see how they go together. I'm going to put this over. We have to save this map first and move it in that space. Drop and drag it here. Browse. And that's the hues. To download and okay, and we're going to save this. Open in the map. Put in the drive. Okay, hues and covers. Okay. So see, I have it. I have it saved here. Hold on. So I have it saved here. So when I go back to be able to pick it up, I'll just go in my Google Drive and get it. Hold on. So like that one. So now it's gonna yes. So these are all the rad to eat. So this is my 3-flag classic route. These are all the rad to eat. So this is letting me know which one, and some of these are like right on the route, like right on the route. So this is going to be over $1,000. So then I'll be able to get an iron butt, a fat 1,000. That's when you visit 5 or more RTE sites. So as we're here chilling, and this park is where the Harley Road is. So that's why I always say killing 3 birds with 1 stone, or 4 birds, or whatever. So not only will I be doing a 3-flag classic and getting the Harley Road, the Harley 50 Rads One Nation coins, but look, there are RTE. This is 4 routes right there. There's one that's close to where we already are on our route. There are some that are right on the, and this is a stopping point. We have to stop here. So we're going to be right here. This is beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So you don't have to keep going back and forth, back and forth. And the ones that are black are worth 2 points. And the ones that are like the red color are points of interest, and then the blue are the restaurants. So this is how you overlay multiple maps so that you don't have to keep trying to switch back and forth from, hey Moose, how was your journey? You just got back from one too. I'm trying to see who wants to talk. Everybody is like unavailable to talk. Let's see if you can come on and talk about your trip. You guys went over to California and came back with.
Hey,
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 how you doing?
good. How you doing?
Good. Tell us about introduce yourself, and then tell us about that ride y'all just finished.
Oh man, we had a great time. It was 7,000 miles of bliss, curved roads, some roads we had never been on before. So that was good. That was good.
So did you see the road that I just showed, that 243 that's in California by Moreno Valley?
Ooh, wow.
That
Now that was some curves.
got some.
That ooh,
I
yeah.
can't wait. Like, I'm so like seeing that and knowing that we have to go on that road. I'm so excited. Like, I can't. I'm gonna have a camera in the front, a camera in the back, something hovering over top so you can just see.
Man,
So tell us about your ride. Like, where you went, what you rode for, what you did.
well, speaking of cameras, one thing that hit all 3 of us was we really regret that we didn't have nothing but our iPhones. You know, all of us said, man, if we had time, if we were going to be in a city long enough, we would have
Went to
stopped at a
like
store and
back.
bought a 360 camera, because we couldn't get, iPhone could not capture the beauty of riding in a canyon, and you look up above and there's a train in a mountain above you. You know, we have valleys left and right, but we can't capture that train that's way above us. You can't.
It's like it's almost, and they say that like the military has this technology. Even sometimes on our phones and our cameras, when you take that picture, you take that video, it does not, like you said, capture. And maybe it does capture, but maybe it's the experience that we're feeling when we look back at the picture, like, no, this is not serving it justice, because it's like way bomber nicer than what I'm even able to show you right here, right now.
Because
like,
all three of us were pointing to this hill, and Hustle was in front of me, and I took a picture of it. And we got to the hotel. I looked at the camera like, oh, that's not what I saw. That's not
what I saw at all. Like, and it's just like, man, even like when things are like right there, when you take the picture, it seems to put the projection so much further than what you're looking at it. You think it would be like up closer, like larger, more refined, like more like crisp, and it's not like, that's what I'm saying. Like, some people really have that knack of capturing the moment, making you feel like you're in it. And I'm trying to get to that point so that people can see how beautiful our country really is.
I'm out there. I'm trying to be like, like GQ, trying to capture the moment. I'm trying to angle my picture and catch it. I just can't do it, man.
Peace Army, GQ, like,
I think I'm looking at it through his eyes. He captured. I just can't capture the way he does, man. But it's beautiful. But we had a good time. One of our members, by taking him out there, he got his 48 states, and he didn't. The last time we were out, he was with us, and one of his dreams was to see the Golden Gate Bridge, but his bike broke down in Nevada, so he didn't get a chance to see it, and we saw it. And so we did that, and one of my goals was to ride the
do that again.
Highway.
Do that again.
What's that?
Do what you just did again.
One of my dreams?
No. Do what you just did. The motion you just made.
That one?
Look at
yes. Yeah. Look, I've got to see my knuckles. Look at that.
Yeah, you said.
Yeah.
That
is like the road dog tag right there.
That's what lets you know that you've been getting yonder. Yes.
Yes, that is the yonder tag.
That is the tag. So you did get to do the $1 million highway. So your club brother got to get to the Golden Gate Bridge. So
man, and we got that hot, and people talking about, gas on the loneliest highway and all that kind of stuff. But let me tell you that the greatest challenge wasn't gas on the loneliest highway. It's that 80 between South Dakota and Salt Lake City. 80 needs some more gas stations. Let me tell you, so I'm rolling with these two gold wings who never need gas.
Right.
Yeah, they never need gas. And in between Salt Lake City and South Dakota, there's sometimes I'm getting down to 17 miles before I'm pushing. 17 miles.
Low range. I live in low range. So I'm because I think I get lost in the moment. You know what I mean? So so I'm conscious. Like, I look down, I'm like, okay, quarter tank, I'm gonna get it. And then somewhere in there, I'm like, either listen. I don't even really listen to music anymore. I've been listening to podcasts, and sometimes I'm so in tune with the podcast and or like the scenery, because sometimes I won't listen to anything.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh shoot, and that light come on, and then like it's like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's like low range. That's when you're really testing. Hey, sisters, we got Beauty on the line. We got Can't Sit Still. Oh, she said y'all stopped in Summer when y'all were in Colorado?
Yes. Yeah, we arranged it, to see her and hang out with her for a while, which we had longer to hang out with her. That was good. That was a good time.
And that too, like, I want to get to the point, because right now I'm still on a mission. I want to get my titanium mouth eater, but I want to get to the point that when I'm riding, I can stop and see people and just like hang out for a couple hours. If I want to stop for a day or two, like right now I'm always so just zoom, and I get to see things, but like I want to be able to like that's fly, like you be able to say, hey, I'm in your city, sis, what's up? You know what I mean? And she come out and hang, like
You know what? It's funny you said that, because by now that everybody in my travel group has gotten all 48 states, everybody got 48 states. We've been cross country 5 times. You know, we are pretty much now retired from going cross country just for the sake of going cross country. Now we're gonna go from the west to east
And
to
stop
a
and
mission
smell the roses.
and stop smelling roses. Just because, so we may go from here to Albuquerque or somewhere just because we're gonna go do something there. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna go stop in the middle of the country just to do something.
Yes.
You know, we can stop in Texas. I mean, we stop there anyway, just to ride to eat or whatever that. But we're gonna stop in the middle just to do something. So we no longer have to go to coast to coast just to bounce out there and do something. We all got 48 states now. You know, I'm gonna go fly to Hawaii in October and rent a bike. I've already, I'm sorry, I can't remember the name of the club. I've already hit them on their inbox. I have to look what the name of, but I've hit them up.
Island are you going to? Are you going to the Big Island? Or are you going to?
Waikiki.
Yep, Oahu.
Yeah, yeah.
Going to Oahu.
Yeah. So we're gonna go out there. I'm gonna rent a bike. I think it's a Road King, and ride around there.
It's beautiful.
So I can get that number. And but yeah, so that's what it is. You know, now we've been out cross country and seen the Pacific Ocean 5 times. Everybody got 48.
You going to go get Hawaii? You gonna have to come on back over to the West Coast and go to Alaska.
Yeah. Now that is when everybody's retired. Yeah, that's when everybody's retired.
It's the same amount of time, honestly, to get there than it does to get to California, because you don't have to come all the way over to Washington and go up. Like, you can start cutting over in North Dakota and go up to Saskatchewan, then Alberta, British Columbia, and it's right there. So it takes the same 2.5 days. Like, when you put in your GPS, it gets from the East Coast to California, it says 2.5 days. It's like 2,500 miles. Alaska's the same. It's the same. It really is. And like, you know, like the terrain and everything is what it's going to be what it is. It's like, and once you cross over, you're just up there and you can just experience it and stay. Like, you don't have to be retired to do that. You just 5-6 days, the same that you. How long were you guys going for this one?
This was actually a short one for us from cross country. This was a 10-day trip this time.
If you have 10 days and you did this, you don't even need 10 days for Alaska.
You're Alaska pro, aren't you?
Go to Hyder, you can go up and go into Tok, and like when you go in from that side, like Fairbanks and Valdez is right there, and just even that side is beautiful. You don't even have to venture all the way over to like Anchorage, but like the whole bottom half, definitely like right under the Dalton Highway, it's like 1,000 miles of beautifulness. Like, you know what I mean? And so if you do like the 10 days, you'd be able to get there, probably ride the whole state and go home. And probably
I definitely might have to hit you up for planning then, because
for real, it's the same. I think most people just always think over to Washington and then through British Columbia that way. But no, like out the shorter route, you go through North Dakota and you just start hitting up that way. Yeah, and it doesn't take as much time because you're eliminating because it's like a triangle, because coming here, like this is Washington, like you come all the way over Washington and then go up. But if you start in North Dakota, you're cutting all that off. Like you're cutting.
How were the roads when you hit the North Dakota and into Canada? How were those? Were they all paved and
not
good?
All of them, but they're still like there are some tertiary roads, but they're no worse than so this is Kool-Aid when he just went to the Angle Inlet. So none of the roads really look like this. Let me see if it'll let me play his thing. So that's the worst that you're going to get, and they weren't really even like that. Most of them look like this.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, like they're not. But again, you have to be conscious of like your gas. Like, you know what I mean. You have to make sure that when you come to the gas station,
Mm-hmm.
if you have 3/4 the tank, top it off.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
top it off.
Yeah.
And or, you know, you have your gas can. Like, I don't know why people don't want to carry a gas can, because it's just like, oh, I'll stop. But what if like you stop and that station's not functioning?
Oh,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
And
I remember the
like,
first 2 times I went yonder, I carried my gas.
and they make them so compact now.
Yeah.
You can just fit it like right in like the corner
Yeah.
of your tour pack, and or you can just strap it to the side of your like bag that's on your bike. Like,
Yeah, mine.
know.
I'm sure you know it's made right for the corner pocket, right of the
And it
tank, curves right.
literally, because and it's just like that.
Yep.
And it literally slices right there and takes
Yeah.
up that little bit of space. So that's good. That's a beautiful thing. So you got to ride the Million Dollar Highway. Your clever brother got the Golden Gate Bridge. So that everybody on the trip get a bucket list item.
Hustle did not get his. He wanted to ride the crooked road in San Francisco. You know that, I forgot what it's called. It's that really crooked road. It's a road it's the curviest road in San Francisco.
Oh, let's see.
It is very zigzag.
For real?
But it was a long line to get to it, and we just ran out of patience. But it's like the crookedest road in America in San Francisco.
Lombard Street.
Yeah. We just ran out of patience, and we saw it, but we didn't go on it.
So you got all the way over there to it and was like, no, I don't feel like that. Like, what?
Yeah. Because we were running late. We didn't want to get to the bridge, you know, in the dark.
Oh, that makes sense. Makes sense. So, like, speaking of that, so that was like a sacrifice. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
How do you feel about, like, you know, like when you're out there with, you know, everyone and everybody wants to do a little something? How do you think, what was the compromise in that moment? Like, was it more important to get to the bridge to get that picture, not in the dark, but miss that road? Or do you feel like, oh, I can go again and I'll get that road? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, sometimes
what was the conversation?
when you're with the group, sometimes you have to make, you know, sacrifices, individual sacrifices for the greater good, because the main mission, the general main mission, was to get Lucky that bridge, because we have seen it. We've been on the bridge before, so it wasn't no big deal for us. And let me tell you something, for this dude, ex-sport bike rider, who, you know, learned the world of yonder with us from DC, when we rode up on the bridge and that dude parked the bike and he walked up to the bridge and over the edge and looked over at it, and we said, yeah, Lucky, come over here so we can grab a picture. And he turned around and looked at us like a kid at Disney. That was it. I mean, you could have bought us for a penny. That was it. It was worth everything we had been through. The look on that dude's face, that was it. You know, I think even if I had missed my road, it would have been a good trip, you know? So whatever after that, you know? Yeah. Because we had challenges, you know, we were going to make the ride to the point where, you know, he almost was going to go by himself. And yeah, so he said, man, if y'all can't go, I'm gonna go by myself. And we ended up going, and so he was that motivated to go by himself.
Yeah, like he was like, I gotta get it, because you know, like, and people say it all the time, and it's kind of taboo, but it's definitely the truth. Like, if you wait for people, you'll get nowhere, because a lot of times, like, you know, when you start to plan, there's like 15 people that want to go, but by the time it's time to go, it's normally either you by yourself or you and 1 or 2 other people. And that's kind of like, that plays on your mental too, because you're excited about being able to go somewhere and share something with somebody. And then when it comes down to it and they're not there, you're like, dang, you know what I mean? Like, and it's almost, because it gets lonely sometimes, riding so far for days and days. Like, I would love to have the company, and it's just like, it's disappointing when everybody says no. But there are some people who will be like, okay, if nobody can go, then they won't go, and therefore they'll never get to see anything. But then there are the people like who are determined, like, whether somebody's going there or not, I want to accomplish this. Like, and you got to kind of have that mentality, or you're not going to see a lot of the things that you want to see. So I'm glad that you guys were able to go and have that moment with him.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine. As motivated as he was, I couldn't imagine him going because, you know, he's not used to planning a trip. He's used to going. And even though because I'm usually the planner and I have everything written out, and even if I couldn't have gone or Hustle couldn't have gone, I would have handed him the plan. I'm not even sure he would have looked at it. He just said, well,
I'm going to just ride.
I'll put in my GPS. I'm just going to go. You know, so we would have been home worried about him like heck. You know, we'd have put him on 360 and, you know, been up all night watching him.
And that 360 is definitely amazing. It's a lifesaver. Like, so when I hit the deer, going down to Tulsa, it went off and everybody in the circle just started calling because I couldn't hit the button that said, you know, I was in an accident or I'm safe. So it was like really, really crazy, trying to notify everyone, and they kept calling, and like the paramedics had pulled up and the bike was still turned over, the deer was still in the road, and so we're trying to stand that up. So it was, but Life 360 is really a lifesaver. Like it
now, on your 360, do you have that crash notification?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, and it's so funny because last Saturday when we were riding, my phone flew off the bike and it hit. And so when I picked it, and so we had to pull over, we had to run down the highway, get the phone, and when I picked it up, Life 360 was on there. Like, we detected a crash, like it's everything, but there's a button you can hit, like false alarm, everything's okay. Like, you know what I mean? Because I know my circle's like hyper again, like, where is she at now? What is she doing? Like, and we usually send a text out like, hey, I'm getting on the road, so they can pay more attention to it. But yeah, it's like it's crazy. It's just so crazy. But yeah, when I hit that deer, everybody was calling, and I was grateful because it was the middle of the night. I was on a triple nickel, and it was like dark, like pitch dark, like this shirt dark, like you couldn't even really see in front of you. And as I'm rolling, a car was coming. Like I could see, like as I would roll, I would see the lights, not see the lights, see the lights.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my gosh, she's gonna run me over. But it was raining too, and I had the rain gear on, so she saw the bar and shield reflector on my rain jacket, and she just stopped and let me keep rolling. And then, like, when I, you know, stood up, and she's like, are you okay? She's like, those were some great rolls. Her granddaughter's in gymnastics, so she's used to people
great
flipping it. She was actually coming from a meet, so I was like, oh, I say thank you for not running me over. She's like, no, I saw you hit the deer and fall. You were just rolling. I was like, yeah, but yeah. And now I need to do.
How bad were your injuries?
So it's not even there. I just had like a couple like scrapes on my hands and like something there because my raincoat and like the stuff underneath it scraped here, like a little bit on my thigh, but I wasn't really injured because I wasn't going that fast. Like, you know, I think I was going like, I don't know, like 60, but then when I saw the deer, I started slowing down anyway, like, you know what I mean? Because he was on the shoulder and then he stepped out into my lane. It was just one lane this way, one lane that way. And then as I'm coming, I'm like flashing the lights and honking the horn. And I had my helmet back, like, what you gonna do? Talking to right. But he started to walk backwards. Like he walked backwards back to the shoulder, like, you know, and I was like, oh, good. So I went to go in the oncoming lane to go around him. But as soon as I went to go around, he charged. And I was like, are you serious? And I'm just blind, and then I didn't even know where my phone was, so my watch gets the calls too. I had to keep answering on my watch, like I don't even know where my phone is. I can't because it flew off the bike, like because you know it was on the holder. I'm like, I gotta call you back. The ambulance is here. I gotta call. And I'm like walking because where I stopped rolling, the bike kept sliding way past
you. Yeah, the bike is gone. You're down. You're over here rolling, and your bike is way down the hill. Wow.
And like the highway peg dug into the ground, like so you saw like the scrape like all the way down.
Yeah. we have we're down here. We have 301 that we take going like we go to Richmond, and we went to Richmond this weekend, and that's one of the greatest. Like I call it Deer Alley because it's one of the greatest deer threats we have. And I have a lot of deer in my area because I live in the woods, and I'm always fearful a deer's gonna come out right there. I remember rolling. A deer came out in a car, hit it maybe 30 seconds before we got there. Deer took out a car, and we saw it in the middle of the street looking at us as we went around it. But that's one of the greatest threats we have, leaving out early.
And I think that's like motorcycle riders' biggest fear. But I will say, in honesty and experience, those deer horns work. Even the ones that you just get from Walmart, the two that you just stick on. So the bike that I was riding, I bought them for it, but he didn't put them on it. And so I didn't realize that he didn't put them on it until, that happened. I'm looking like, he didn't even put it on it, because they hear it. They really do. And it makes them scatter the other way. Like this is my third deer I hit. So after I hit that first
third deer on twos. Shoo.
Yep, my first one I hit on a street glide, and it totaled it. But I rode it home. My crash bars came back. It had me stuck in second gear. I couldn't click the shifter, so I was just stuck in that gear. But and it took the whole fairing out the front. Like I had to tape flashlights to it. But I got deer horns after that. Like after I hit that. And so when I rode to Alaska in 2019, when I was coming through Wyoming, there were like 10 of them, like right by the sign, because I wanted the sign.
Wow.
Oh my God. But as I was coming, like, I guess how the technology works, like the air comes in and goes out the other way and makes the pitch. So that they all ran. They all ran, like ran. I was like,
so you saw them running. So you really saw them working.
Really, I had my eyes closed. I was like, I did. Because I just knew that they were going to come running out and I was going to hit one. So I was like bracing for it. And then like as I opened, they were all just running. So I missed the sign because, I was riding and I wasn't stopping because that's where they were. But then when I saw them all run, I U-turned around and went back so that I could get the sign. And the sign had all these bullet holes in it. So I was like, maybe I don't want to be at this sign, but then
it'd be a target.
Right, because the people who go deer hunting, I guess they gather right there.
Right there, yeah.
I'm telling you, this sign was riddled with bullet holes. I was like, let me take this picture and keep it moving. Like it was getting dusky, so I was really trying to just get to Montana. It was crazy. It was so crazy. But yeah, like they work. I swear by them. So, and like a lot of people say, like their eyesore right under your fairing or right on top of your front fender in between the forks. You'll never see them, and it'll save your life, like for real.
But that's a good testimony.
I'm telling
you that they actually work.
They do every time, like especially because living here, like we're like West Virginia, that's wildlife land. Like they are really out, and even like I live kind of out in the boonies too. Like so, deer just walk across the road. Like there's a mountain that they hang out on at an intersection and they come running down the mountain. So yeah, like at night, like when I'm coming in, I always have to like have my high beams on so that I can see, because there's like little babies, they come out like, but those horns, they just disperse. Like, and if they're over there eating, their head comes up and then they look and they take off.
Take off.
You have to, like I'm telling you, I every motorcycle I have has them on there now. I won't like ride without them. Now, obviously, if the deer's in motion, then you really can't like stop that, right? But if they're standing there, like a lot of times, like because the first one I hit, there were two standing there, and as we again tried to go past, they were on the shoulder. As we went past them in the third lane, they jutted out. Like I think the engine startles them and they just take off. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, already. Yeah, scares them.
With them horns, if they're standing still, they're going to go away. They're going to go the opposite way of where they're coming. So,
well, I sure hope they work on the current rides. When I first logged in, you have a ride coming up.
Yes. So I'm going to Illinois this weekend. So I'm going to get I'm gonna go to Kentucky, Indiana, and Illinois to get those three roads for the Harley coins, and then we'll stay in Chicago. Then I'm coming back. But then when I leave on the 23rd, it's for the Three Flag Classic, which is Canada, United States, and Mexico. Like you ride through all of them. And it starts in Harrison Hot Springs, British Columbia. But on the way up there, I'm going to get Iowa, South Dakota, Wyoming, Idaho, and Montana, and then go up to Prince George, British Columbia, then go get the Dalton Highway sign that's over by Dawson Creek, British Columbia. Then we're going to go into Hyder again. We're going to ride to Alaska because Teflon hasn't been, so I'm going to ride with him there. Then we'll come back down to Prince George, bed down. Then the next day, just ride into Harrison Hot Springs. So I'm like,
rolling.
I'm
Just rolling.
excited. Yeah, like I'm like, I want these coins are so.
Now, how's your border experience? You know, I was listening to an interview the Sarge did with Rare Breed and Kodak, and they were talking about, you know, their border experience.
So
And one of the gentlemen had a 4-hour pullover. They looked like Gestapo. Yeah, you should check out the interview. They held him over for 4 hours, interviewing him, talking when it went through his phone and everything. Other guys, they didn't harass him. They're going back and forth. Other pass-bys, they had no problem. But one of the guys, a real mountain guy too, doesn't look like anything, but they pulled him over for 4 hours.
So when you're in a group and you have like your colors on,
yeah, that's what they said.
Because I'm usually always by myself, or if I'm not by myself, it may be me and one other, and we're women, so that's kind of a little bit different. I don't think they probably feel as threatened, like, you know what I mean. And me, I'm always just so excited and bubbly, so when I pull up and they're like, what's your business, I'll be like, I'm going here, because I'm like all excited about it. I'm like, can you stamp my passport? They're like, we don't stamp passports here anymore. I'm like, but I need a passport, I need a stamp. And they're just like, so they just, you know, let me go. Plus they have the technology, like if they say, do you have any weapons, when you ride through, they have x-rays that can look through your stuff to see like if you have, in fact, if you do have something. So it'll just stop, because there's two borders, like you have to, I mean, there's two checkpoints. You have to go through the one, and then you go to the next one where you pay. So in between here, like, they got you. Like if you lied or whatever the case may be, it's just like, it's not worth it. You know what I mean? So I've never had an issue or a hassle. And then one time I wrote my VP, and she's an ex-felon. Like, you know what I mean? So she was, but she had her passport, and they didn't ask her, you know, anything about it.
Oh,
like,
yeah, so it all depends on who you get.
Yeah, it really depends on who you get, what type, I guess, mood they're in, and like maybe what it looks like you may be doing, even though you're not doing anything at all. You know what I mean? So yeah, I've never had. We're right here by the falls, so a lot of people ride over just to go to the falls. Like, you know, like, we're here to see the falls for the day. You know what I mean? And like,
yeah, that matters too. Yeah, I'm not sure where. I think so. What
they
they were
probably were
doing,
passing up in Warwick, because they went up to the top buoy too. So when we were at that one, those guys were a little, because there were three of us who went to the buoy. I got through quicker. Teflon was at this checkpoint for a minute, and so was my club sister from Atlanta. And I'm like looking back, like, what are they doing? Like, what are they saying? Like, what are they asking? Like, what are they telling them? Like, we're just passing through, because literally we were like, you have to go through Canada to get back to America to get to the buoy. You know what I mean? So I'm just like, what are they saying? Like, but Teflon was talking about the ride itself, because we, you know, we're raising money for like 3 charities. And I don't know what happened with Fire, like why she was detained so long. Maybe trying to get her passport, because, you know, sometimes you try to put things in places where you can get to them easy, and then she got there, she probably had to look through her saddlebag or something like that. But because I was parking, I kept looking back, like, and
it takes so long. Yeah.
Oh, and it was COVID around that time too, so maybe they were asking for the COVID test, because you had to have a printout.
Yeah.
your negative COVID results. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but
yeah. The few times I've gone over Canada, I didn't have any problems. One time they pulled one of our bikers over, and he just had to go through this saddlebags one time, and that was it. But that was DJ Bird. He's kind of a funny guy. But that was
yeah.
it. I was up by Buffalo, but that was just one little time.
Yeah, and that's where you went across the Queen Elizabeth Bridge or the Railroad Bridge. Yeah, like so many people use that, like, because that is where, you know, the falls are. So that's not too uncommon to be able to pass through that quicker. But the smaller ones, like as you go down along like the top of the United States, like Warwick, or when you go in through North Dakota and you're going to Alberta or Saskatchewan, like Alberta, it'll do that to you. But I'm excited, so I can't wait to go. I have to get a different mount for my handlebars, because on my road glide sits different and my phone is up higher, but on my street glide, I don't know, something about how the fairing thing is, my phone kind of just looks at my controls, so it can't see up and over. So I got to get a different.
Above that.
I got to get a different phone mount so that at least, you know, like you were saying, you can get the terrain that's right there. But if you see something like up, it's like,
up there, because views coming all different angles.
And you couldn't stop. Was there no safe place to stop to try to get?
Oh, because we were already in the highway, this particular highway, I don't know which one it was, because it was coming down from Salt Lake City. We were already in bends. I mean, you know, we had mountains left and right on both sides, and we were already in the curve,
and they
bending. Yeah, and there was a mountain wall on both sides of us, and it just happened to be up at the top of a cliff. You could see a train. I'm like, wow. A train at the top of a cliff.
And sometimes I think we can't capture it because we're meant to just talk about it so that somebody else can go out and experience it for their, you know what I mean? Because some things, again, the picture, although they say it's worth 1,000 words, can't even describe the awesomeness of what it is that you're seeing. Like, and then there's some hidden gems that are buried places like Sedona. Like everybody goes to Phoenix, everybody goes to Tucson, but when you go to Sedona, it's like a world away from a world. And like when you're in, you're like, and everything's red clay. It's beautiful. Like architecture, everything is.
Yeah, especially if you see that red clay, especially when the sun hits it the right way, right? You know, some of those sceneries will slow a speeding biker down and just stop you, make you pull over, and just in awe.
It humbles you, like, wow, like this is amazing, like this is beautiful, and like nature, like it lets you know that there has to be a higher power, because that's not man-made, like at all.
No.
Like, you know, like, and it's just like it makes you respect life like that much more. Like
we're riding through South Dakota, and for a while it was getting kind of boring, a little plane left and right, a little plane, and all of a sudden go over a hill and there's a river. You dip down and it's this beautiful river,
and it's sparkling,
the
sunshine, and you're like,
and you just gotta pull over, and it's like, wow, it's so beautiful. You just gotta like, look at this.
That's how Alaska was. I'm telling you, I kept seeing it. You know, like how you're riding, and then you can look on your GPS, you see your road, and then you see like the blue patch over there. I'm like, oh, there's something. And I keep trying to look, and I'm riding, keep trying. Then it opened up a little. I was like, oh. So now I'm peaked. I'm like, because you had to ride real slow down the Homer, because there were moose and bear and donkeys and horses, like, and they're free range, they're just walking, so like you really can't go more than like 55 miles an hour, maybe 60, but it's scary because they were just really sitting on the side. So you're looking. And then when I came around that corner and it came out, I had to pull over. I was like, oh.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to pull over that.
Pull over.
You know, a moment
And
by surprise, I think it was a 22, I think it was. Yeah, we're headed to Salt Lake City in 22. And we know we're headed to Salt Lake City, but it was just a name of a city. We weren't paying much attention. And we're riding, and we see it turning white, left and right. So
you're like, what is that? What is that? And you're like, oh, and then you see the field where they race the cars,
yeah,
and they spin and spin, and like, so I was like, because I'm like you, I'm like, Salt Lake City, so you're not really thinking about it, and we just kept riding. I'm like, I gotta stop. Like, what is all this white stuff? When we pulled over, it's really
salt.
And I'm like,
it's one of the best pictures we took. Me and three nights we walked out onto the salt, and one of us took a picture of us, walking out there, and we had a drone.
Oh, that was probably.
Yeah.
I gotta get him. I don't even know how to work it. I wanted it so bad, but that was probably.
Yeah.
Nice.
As far as the drone could fly, just salt.
Salt Lake City. I was just amazed, and it's so crazy because I kept saying, "Wait, y'all stop! Wait, y'all stop!" Because that's when that was 2018 when we did the Bessie Stringfield from DC over to Oakland. So we were on that road coming through there, and I was just like, "This is amazing!" Like, Utah's one of the prettier states that I've seen too. I love Colorado. Montana was nice. Utah and
Montana was nice. You really got to be careful in Montana because it's almost hard to ride and look. They got some.
They got some wind. Like, when I tell you, I wasn't riding like this. I was riding like this because like fighting. And then so when I stopped, I'm like, what is going on? It says 60-mile-an-hour wind gust, and third, I was terrified. So I got off, and I'm like in the gas station, and they're like, "Are you okay?" I looked shook because it was like blowing me all over. I was like, "It's so windy. How do you guys deal with it?" And they looked out the window, and they were like, "Oh, it's not windy today." And I look out the window. I'm like, "How do you know?" And they were like, "You see the trees? They're usually like this when it's windy, and they're still like this."
Yeah. But another thing
it gets worse than this. I was like, let me get the hell out of here because I ain't gonna make it.
But another thing about Montana, we learned on our earlier ride. We did a ride in May going through Montana, and I didn't know it was still snowing in Montana in May. We got delayed by a day because it was snow. They closed the highway in May in Montana. May, we're in shorts at home in May here. They closed the highway in May.
April 28th, 2019, I left to go get the rest of my Northwest states, and I had a whole hail snowstorm in South Dakota to the point it iced over my visor. I had to like scrape the ice like this. Yeah, the weather up north is unpredictable. It really is. Yeah. So
great. So going up north, this time we were happy to leave I had you this time because of my son, but we left in July.
Yeah. Absolutely. Me too, sis. I'll probably crash the drone too. Beauty said she wants a drone too, but she'll probably crash it. I probably have to get a cheap one that I can like practice and play with.
Yeah, practice on one first.
Get something fancy because I'll be the one to be like, oh no. So yeah. But I thank you, brother. I appreciate you for spending some time on this Motorcycle Monday and running your motor with Piper.
Yeah, glad I can spend some time and be a guest of your show, man. I feel honored to be a part of it.
Congratulations on your ride, all your gas, 48 states, your accomplishments. That's a beautiful thing. And call me about Alaska. I'm telling you.
I need to get your notes on that. That's inspiring. I need to get with you on that.
It's the same. Like actually too, when we get off, just put in TOK, put in TOK Alaska from your house, and you'll see how it is, and that's the beginning border to go over. So TOK, Alaska, and see how many miles and how many days. And I'm telling you, it's going to take you up through North Dakota. It's not going to make you go all the way over there, and it'll be like 20, well, I think it was 25 for me. So if you're in Virginia, it might be like 28, like something like that. Like it's you're gonna be surprised. You're gonna really be surprised.
I'm gonna check that out too.
Yeah. So
see how that goes.
And then if you're the planner, you'll be like, hey brothers,
I think we can do this.
We about to have our 50 states. We're going, oh, and then you can hit up Red Tails and do the and you get your 48 state plaque from Red Tails. And if you do 49, whether it be Hawaii first or Alaska first, and then you're 50 because the Red Tails MC. That's that they get.
Yeah, I'll hit them up because I'll have 49 through Hawaii first. I'll be in Hawaii in October.
In October, yeah. So yes, after October, hit them up because the ceremony is in May. Their annual is in May, so you'll be on the list for the May of 2025.
Okay.
So too bad, like May is still kind of iffy to go up because it's going to be like chilly. I'm telling you, June or July, like right now is the better time to go up there. So at least you'll get your 49 state plaque. And
okay.
If you finish,
I'll hit them up.
But I love you and I appreciate you. Thank you so much for spending time with me. And guys, this has been Motorcycle Monday, running your motor with Piper.
Thank you, my dear. I sure appreciate it.
Have a good night. Bye, y'all.
You too, baby. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.